Everyone stop focusing on your goals. You need to start focusing on systems. Shout out to James Clear and for me watching that on Delta. It was about focusing on systems, which I had put into practice, but didn't really know that I had been putting it into practice, and it was great inspiration into every facet of life. You want to lose weight. It's so easy to be like, I want to lose 20 pounds. You're focusing on the goal. Have the goal, right? Put the goal out there, but then work backwards. What do you have to do to achieve that goal? You don't have to start at the highest, right? It's about small steps to obtain your goal. Cawfee Talk. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cawfee Talk with Cannistraci. Happy Monday. If you're listening to this on a Monday, it's when it comes out. But if you're taking the time to listen to it on another day, I appreciate that too. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I wanted to talk today about, I touched upon this. I did a previous episode where I was talking about starting. Like if you have a goal, you want to start. The hardest thing to do is just start. But I touched upon, at the end of that episode, as a little bit of a teaser, I touched upon something called systems versus goals. And I wanted to talk to you about that today because I am guilty of being so goal-focused that I don't look at the journey or the work I have to put into the journey either. So I wanted to talk to you about that today because, like I said, all these topics I talk about, mine may be in regard to comedy or a career or fertility or something else that I, may be struggling with or trying to obtain, which I haven't touched upon the fertility thing yet. But I think that this is a really relatable topic. And whenever I get a little bit of information, I like to share it with you guys because I think I can't be the only one going through this. So I was on a plane heading to LA, and I like to people watch movies. This is my time when I am flying. I will watch the how-to videos or the documentaries or the come-up stories or the self-help things. And I think it was I don't know if it was a masterclass. It might have been. I actually want my producer to look into the guy who's focused on systems versus goals. Can you get me his name? Because I don't want to totally take his concept without giving him credit. I'm going to show you how it related to me, but I want you guys to look into it further because we only have 10 minutes on this podcast together. And I will touch upon this topic more. If you want, you guys know, you message me if there's something you want me to talk about, or even if it's something I could just share with you in a DM. But there's a guy, do you have his name, Venetia? I don't know, just tell me his name. Masterclass Systems versus Goals. No? Well, she'll get the name. I'm going to talk to you about what it is. So, prime example, I'm doing this podcast. I ask you all, I remind you all to subscribe to me, to make sure you're following me at Tara Jokes. Listen to me on Spotify, follow me on YouTube. Okay, I do that because I do want to be able to, you guys to be able to hear this and find all the ways to get in touch with me. But the reality is, as a comedian, a stand-up comic, I have to have a social media platform. I have to have several social media platforms, which is a separate full-time job. And it's very hard today. I don't care if you're in professional in entertainment or if you're just somebody living your life on a daily basis, a school teacher, whatever you are, social media can be the devil in the sense that we use it subconsciously. We compare ourselves every day to other people living their lives. Reminder, there's nobody on social media, although obviously there are people on social media who are telling you their sob stories. But for the most part, everybody's posting about and showing their lives and the best parts of it. And it's hard not to be like, wow, this person has this and I don't have that. Same with social media. As a comedian, right? I just started 2 years ago really getting into it. And I found that no matter how funny you are or how long you've been doing comedy or who you know, the biggest thing that's going to get me work and get me in clubs is that I have an audience that will buy tickets to see me. And the only way to really do that, today's day and age, there's so many different ways to, get notoriety or to get credits, is through social media. The power is right here in my hand. So I avoided it for so many years because I didn't want to be an influencer, a content creator, all those others. I was a stand-up comic. I wanted to take that seriously, but I had to, right? It was necessity for my job. And it's hard with social media not to focus on a goal, like a number, a certain amount of followers, a certain amount of subscribers, a certain, you can make yourself crazy with these goals. Like anything in life, like anything you're listening to this podcast right now, whatever it is you want to obtain, whatever that goal is, it's hard to not just focus on the goal. So I was listening to this podcast. Do you have his name, V? What's his name? James Clear. I was watching this maybe it's like a master class or a class where he was discussing focusing on a system versus a goal. And it really was life-changing to me the way he described it. And I didn't realize, but I had kind of put this into play before even listening to him. I remember I would say to myself, I'm just going to post. I want to post what I want to post. I want it to be the quality I want it to be. I was having other people tell me, oh, you got to do this. You got to post this many times a day. You have to. And I was like, that's too much for me. I have to find the rhythm that works for me. And I care so much about my viewers and my listeners and the people that follow me that I only want to give them quality content. So I started focusing on the quality of my work and posting a video a day that I wanted to share with you. That was my system. And lo and behold, I would look at the numbers sometimes and go, wow, this is great. I've had so much growth, but I wasn't focusing on that. And I kind of take this concept, and I think James Clear, takes that into every facet of life, whether it's you want to lose weight. It's so easy to be like, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to lose 100 pounds, or I want to lose 5 pounds. You're focusing on the goal. Have the goal. Right? Put the goal out there, but then work backwards. What do you have to do to achieve that goal? It could be something like, I'm going to walk 10 minutes a day. And then the next week, you're going to walk 15 minutes a day. And then the week after that, maybe 20 minutes a day. And all of a sudden, you're at the end of this year where you now could walk an hour a day. That's something you wouldn't have. You don't have to start at the highest, right? It's about small steps to obtain your goal. I want to change the way I eat. People do it all the time. I did it, fad diets, this, that. I'm going to eat vegetables. I'm going to do this. Slow, baby steps in everything in life. We wait sometimes, we procrastinate, or we wait to the end, and we're like, oh, I have to do this drastic thing now to get to the goal that I want. And that never lasts. Whether it's diet, whether it's dating, whether it's going to therapy, whether it's getting a new job, whether it's a social media following, like I just said, it's about consistency. It's about small steps. Nothing happens overnight. I always say, if I ever really truly become successful, which is not to say I'm not successful, you're listening to this podcast, I will have been a 20-year overnight success, because that's how long it would probably take to get to the goal that I envisioned when I first started stand-up comedy. If I only focused on big goals, I would probably have quit by now, because they're not obtainable to me right now. I can have great goals, big goals. It's great to have that. It's great to have something to work for. People have vision boards, right? But I'm not going to get there tomorrow. And guess what? That's okay. I just have to make sure I'm enjoying this journey now. I have to sometimes remind myself to have fun on stage. My best friend Kimberly texts me. She'll be like, have fun tonight. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. This is amazing. I've written an hour of comedy, and people, whether it's been 50 people or 100 people that night, bought tickets to see me. This should be so much fun that I get to share this with them and make them laugh. Instead of being like, oh, well, I only sold this many tickets, or I'm not in a bigger venue or in the comedy club I want to be in. I have to realize that this is a system-based business. And I have to stay focused on writing the jokes, performing the jokes, doing the social media. Every day, do a little bit something to get better, to be a better comic, to be a better podcaster, because that was something was never a goal, so that I could ultimately reach my goal. I just don't want you guys getting discouraged because I've done it. I don't want you to get discouraged and be like, well, I can't be that weight, or I can't get that job, or have that relationship, or mend something in my life, because it's going to just take, it's so far ahead of me. It's so out of reach. I can't even see it. You don't have to. There's beautiful things that can happen to you along the way if you just start small. Little things, little steps every day that you think will bring you to that goal. So that was my thought. I would like to say I'm not a counselor. Don't listen to me, but I am a legit counselor. I've talked about that in other podcast episodes, but I only say it to share it because I need the pep talk too. I can be here telling you, guys, I focus on systems and I'm achieving all my goals. No. I still, trust me, there are days, Vanity is here, where I am complaining that I have to film, where I'm complaining that I have to do things, and I'm complaining about social media, but I still do it. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying the whole process is a joyous one on this journey. But if I do small things, it's easier to get done. And those small things add up. So on that, I wish you a beautiful week. I hope you guys have resonated with anything that I've said, whether it's this episode, a previous episode. Share it in the comments. Let me know what you want to hear, or if you have any questions for me. I started this podcast truly just to connect with you guys and let you see a different side of me. And I hope you've been enjoying it. From the comments and the views, I think we're doing pretty good. But I'm always a work in progress. So let me know. Have a great day, guys. Cawfee Talk.